Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Can you imagine? We are live. Happy New Year. Downtown Las Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. Peach Bowl in overtime. Arizona State, Texas tied at 24 apiece. Arizona State had a 4th and 1. They picked it up by about an inch. So now they have it at the Texas 15-yard line. And we'll keep you abreast of that game here. We start the hour talking National Football League with the great Sal Paolantonio from ESPN as he is on the Progressive guest line. Sal, Happy New Year as always. Great to talk to you, my friend. How are you?
Mitch and Pauly, Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to everybody at Follow the Money and VSiN. And thank you for allowing me to contribute to Follow the Money on VSiN all year long. I've had a great run with you guys. It's been fantastic, and let's keep it going in 2025.
That would be excellent.
You know it.
We look forward to it every single week. So the Eagles announced that Saquon Barkley, even though the all-time rushing record is within distance for one more game, they announced that he is going to be sitting in Week 18. What did you think overall of that decision?
Well, I think it's a smart decision, and I think it's a decision that they were going to come to all along. Once they decided to pull him in the fourth quarter, so early in the fourth quarter against Dallas when he reached 2,000 yards, you knew that it was pretty clear that they were not going to play him against the New York Giants on Sunday. I think there's many things at play here, but the most important thing is this team had a very early bye. They had a bye in Week 5. They've been playing for 12 straight weeks. They've had a lot of stress on this team. We've talked about it on this show all year long. Quarterback and receiver having issues, defense having issues, quarterback goes into concussion protocol. This team has had to be resilient all year long, and they've had to play football for 12 straight weeks. So I think the consensus among many of the veterans was we need a bye, we need a rest, because we're going to have to go back and play in the playoffs in the first week in January and right away get back at it. I think the second thing is you got to go back to last year. Last year, in the last week of practice before the playoff game in Tampa, A.J. Brown got hurt. And A.J. Brown did not play in that playoff game against Tampa, and they really missed A.J. Brown. They were not the same offense. So I think those two factors were huge.
Very good. How would you treat it if you're Harbaugh, McVay, where you're in the playoffs, but then seeding matters or who you could avoid? I know McVay said they're going to start Garoppolo, but you talk to all these players and coaches. How would you treat that if you're the Chargers and you're already in, but seeding could be on the line?
Well, the players want to play, but, the coaches have to do what's best for the whole football team. Listen, the Ravens at home could beat the Browns with me and you at quarterback.
Yes. Yep.
Their defense is just too good, and they have a good offensive line with Derrick Henry, so they don't necessarily need to play all of the starters. I mean, the last time I looked, they were a 3-touchdown favorite in that game. Yeah, so the Browns are a team that's trying to find a stadium outside of Cleveland. They've got to try to find themselves a quarterback for the future. And they've got a lot of their golf clubs packed already.
What are you hearing about the situation in New England against Buffalo? Of course, the Bills are going to be sitting people outside of probably the first quarter. I think the starters might go that long, and then they'll hit the bench for the rest of the game. What do the Patriots want to do, Sal, as they are currently holding on to the number 1 overall pick in the draft?
Well, I know Gerard Mayo pretty good, and I know that organization pretty good. And they're not a tank team. They're not a tank organization. He's not a tank coach. They're going to play hard. They're going to play everything. They've already got a quarterback, right? So, if I'm the Patriots sitting there where they are, they're probably going to trade out at any rate and try to entice somebody to move up because they got Drake May. So I expect them to play hard in that football game.
Well, listen, I love talking to you every week, and I love every week you've done the got it, have it game. This is the biggest regular season game in NFL history. I mean, to think that the loser Sunday night is going to win 14 games and get the 5 seed and be a wild card, I can't fathom that. What do you think of the ultimate gotta have it game Sunday night with Minnesota and Detroit, and who do you like?
I like the Lions. I like the Lions because all year long at home, they've been a very high-scoring football team. I like the Lions because the coach just infuses them with a sense of gotta have it every week. I just like the Lions and their offensive operation all the way through. I think that their defense is good enough to handle the big firepower that the Vikings have. But the Lions being at home, I think, is significant, and I like the Lions. And it's only, 2.5?
Yes.
So, the Lions will win by a score. I think they'll win by a score.
Side note, Peach Bowl, Arizona State with a touchdown in overtime. Extra point good. They lead 31-24. And now it's Texas's chance to score, and they have it at 1st and 10 at the ASU 25-yard line, and that pass is incomplete. Okay, so you like the Lions. I like hearing that because I have several Lions futures, Sal. Will the defense have any chance of getting stops? I mean, this has just been a sieve, unfortunately, with all the injuries.
Yeah, no, the Lions are going to have to outscore the Vikings. I agree with you. The Lions are going to have to outscore them. And they're going to have to blitz Sam Darnold, in this game. They're going to have to take some chances. They're going to have to blitz him. And that's the way they're going to get stops.
The team that's best built, set up to beat Kansas City and go in there and win. Are you still staying with the Ravens?
I am.
Good for you.
I am staying with the Ravens as the best team to go into Kansas City. I think defensively they're getting better. We've been up and down all year about the Ravens. At the very beginning of the year, I was skeptical. They stumbled a little bit, but they've got their act together. But here's the thing, gentlemen. Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator, really blew it against Kansas City last year by, basically giving up on Derrick Henry on the run game. So they go out and they get Derrick Henry, and they better utilize him. They better utilize him in the playoffs. Don't play hero ball with Lamar Jackson. That's the one thing you do not want to do. You don't want to get in a shootout with Kansas City. Some of what Terry Bradshaw said on Fox is true, that Kansas City scores too fast, that they throw the ball too quickly, and that allows the other team to get the time of possession necessary to get back on the field and grind it through. And the Ravens can grind some drives through, and they can do that with Derrick Henry if the big if, capital I, capital F, if Todd Monken basically gets religion and learned his lesson from abandoning the run game last season. That's the bottom line. If they do that, they have a very good chance of going in there and beating the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, it's Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Sal Paolantonio, ESPN. He's on the Progressive Guest Line. I know it's only Wednesday, Sal, and so Week 18 can be a tad tricky. Do you have a super strong opinion on any of these games at this point outside of some of those that you've talked about so far?
I think the biggest one that I have a strong opinion on is the Broncos.
Okay.
Now, I know they're laying 10, but the Chiefs are probably going to rest everybody. And I wouldn't be afraid to lay the 10 on the Broncos in that game. That's a strong one that I like quite a bit. The other is the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers are going to boat race the Saints. I think they'll shut them out at home, and they'll probably score 30 points on them. So I like the Buccaneers quite a bit. Those are two big favorites at home that I like against teams. One team is not so good. The other team is going to be resting their players.
Yeah, very good. Sal, that was awesome. We love talking to you. Great way to kick off the new year. Happy New Year, and we'll do it again next week. Thank you.
Oh, listen, it's totally my pleasure. I was coming off the field on Sunday at Lincoln Financial Field, going into the Dallas tunnel, the visitors tunnel, and a bunch of guys were screaming, "We love you on Follow the Money, Sal Pal. We love you on Follow the Money." I said, "Thank you. I'll tell Mitch and Pauly that."
We love hearing that. Thanks for sharing. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
That's great. Okay, what a development here. It was 4th down for Texas in overtime, trailing 31-24.
And 13. Wasn't it? There was a false start.
It was a false start. So I have 4th and 12 at the Arizona State 23-yard line, and we're watching the replay of it right now. And no, it was back. It was the 28-yard line.
He's wide open.
Ewers back to pass, has a guy. What am I missing? There's a receiver for Texas who splits the secondary, is wide open by 5 yards. Ewers doesn't, he hits him right in stride. Touchdown, 31 apiece. We're going to double overtime. What happened to the Arizona State defense, guys? Game's over.
Oh, my God.
Where were you?
They had it. Sark didn't go for the win. That was interesting.
Oh, my God. I can't believe what I'm watching.
Well, how about the previous drive? Arizona State's in 3rd and 15. And Levitt picks it up on the ground.
Yeah, that's another one.
And they made 1st and goal, and then Scatterboo takes it in. I mean, this is mad. Come on.
Texas was doing nothing on this final drive.
It was 3rd and 18, I think, and it was 2nd and 18. He threw like a 2-yard, 3-yard pass. Then the false start happened, and the guy's wide open.
It's bad execution. It was bad play calling. We're watching the game live as we're talking to Sal Pal and writing down tidbits. Okay, he loves the Lions. Okay, the Broncos big time this weekend. And all of a sudden, there's a guy streaking down the middle of the field wide open by 5 yards. I'm like, hey, wait a second. They're at the 28-yard line. They had no chance to score here. It was dead. Okay. The game's over with.
Okay, double overtime now. We're this close.
Oh.
We're this close to the buffoonery and nonsense of a playoff game being decided by the 2-point crap. Can you believe?
And still no kickoff in Pasadena.
Ruins the sunset. They can't do it. Yeah. The sunset's ruined.
This is incredible. Okay.
Touchdown. Oh, boy.
Well, is that already the first play?
Yeah, Texas scores.
All right, 37-31. What a game. By the way, over, never in doubt. So we'll update you on the Peach Bowl and get you set for the Rose Bowl next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Damn it, I was more action right now than a Rambo movie, right? Isn't that the old saying?
More action than a Rambo movie.
Texas scored, got the 2-point conversion in double overtime. They lead 39-31. Arizona State now 3rd and 8 here as they try to continue this game. A minute into the Rose Bowl, Buckeyes with a long touchdown. Jeremiah Smith, 45-yarder. He said to the Oregon Ducks, I dare you to play man-to-man. 6-0 here, 14 minutes to go first quarter, PAT pending. And there you go. It's good, 7-0 Ohio State. 3rd and 8 play, going to the end zone, and it is picked off. That's the ball game.
He brought a 0 blitz, all-out blitz on 4th and 13, and no one got there. Arizona State blew this game.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Why would you do that? He sent the house on 4th and 13. That's why the guy was wide open.
Game was over.
Oh, Sark. No business winning this game. God. Well, we needed that, though. It was great for the sport. That's what sports are all about. Stop with the nonsense. Play the games. Decide it on the field. Upsets every March in the madness. It's going to happen in college football as well.
Yeah, that's Paul. I'm telling you. I know that you're saying that we didn't have 12 teams that deserve to be in. We have to have. I want more teams. I want 16. I want to go to 16 teams. I don't know. Miami. Who knows what they could have done in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Maybe they give up 50 on defense. Maybe they scored 55. I don't know. This game was awesome today. And Arizona State was a 13.5-point favorite. And before that 4th down and 13 play, whatever it was, they were a gigantic favorite to win the game. And they came roaring back from a 24-8 deficit, never quit. And quite frankly, they were the better team. They had both teams had bad special teams, but they gave up, obviously, the punt return for a touchdown. Yeah. They killed them in yards and on first downs today.
Boise had more yards than Penn State, too.
Now, here's what I'm asking the audience for. If you see look-ahead numbers at all, and I know the Rose Bowl just started, but they'll post both teams, I would think. If you see look-ahead numbers to the next round, Texas against the winner of Ohio State and Oregon, I'd like to see what that is. If it's anything under 3, it's a bomb. Either one of these teams will kill Texas. They'll kill them, I tell you. They have, at DraftKings, they have look-ahead numbers up for Notre Dame, Penn State, and Georgia, Penn State. That game now obviously postponed until tomorrow due to what happened earlier today in New Orleans. Georgia's laying 1 against Penn State at DraftKings. Notre Dame laying 1 against Penn State at DraftKings.
What is this? They can't verify my location on the app. Come on. Unbelievable. Ohio State minus 250 in play to win the game.
I bet them money line earlier today. I did.
Well, there's something to the layoff. I mean, that was a good point from Adam Burke.
Yeah.
These teams all come out slow with the time off, and then Buckeyes go right down the field. So how about the ultimate wake-up call, the Michigan game? They couldn't wait to run everybody out of town, and they might win the whole damn thing now, which they might have to do anyways for Day to survive this.
Right.
But this is nuts. What a day. What a week.
So here are some of the bets that I put in. It's all up at vsin.com on the betting picks page. I did have Scadaboo under rushing yards today. That was a loser. He blew by that. I had ASU plus 13.5, so that was a winner. In this game, Ohio State money line, one of my bets, and the over 55. Bet that, I think it was late last week. Put it on the picks page. And Ohio State getting off to this quick start. Here, this is my plan. And why I bet Ohio State today to win the game outright. First of all, I liked them, and I plan on doing a rollover parlay because I have Notre Dame 25-1 in the lower bracket, and I got Georgia at, I think, plus 650. So the winner of that game will get Penn State. And I already told you how much I like Ohio State if they win this game against Texas. If they win this game, that's going to be a rollover money line into game number 2 against Texas. And then if they would win that game, I'm going to be live there to maybe get creative if it happens to be Notre Dame and Georgia on the other side. We know plenty of bettors. Our buddy Chris.
Chris had a future on Arizona State. Sick.
He managed to have humongous numbers throughout the year on Boise State, Arizona State. And then he also got creative on some future parlays, cross-sport parlays with some other teams to try to lock some stuff in. And he goes out, like that last night with Boise State, but more importantly, I guess, or a bigger punch to the stomach, he goes out like that right now with Arizona State. That's a killer. What was Dillingham thinking?
Why would you do that?
Or the coaching staff thinking?
That's baffling. You're doing a great job shutting them down. It's 4th and 13.
You have to. They're going to throw it deep.
Well, then
and if you don't get to Ewers there, there's a chance somebody's going to be wide open, and that was the case.
You bailed them out. Buckeyes Lane 7 in play, and they also got a stop too. Yeah. So in play is now 7.5 at Will Hill and Caesars, minus 260 on the money line, 62.5.
Okay,
is the in play. You got a number?
No, but here's what I will. I got 59.5. You said 62.5?
Yeah.
I got 59.5.
Okay, I got 61.5.
All right, so then definitely, with the in play stuff, I will say this: if Ohio State goes down and scores again here to make it 14-0. You need to find books that are offering live player props on Dylan Gabriel passing the football, because this will turn into the Ducks and Gabriel throwing the ball 50 times today. So I'm talking over completions, over attempts, over yards, and probably over touchdowns. Maybe not even the touchdowns. Don't even worry about that. But that's going to be my plan of attack if Ohio State goes down here and scores. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Right? Isn't that kind of the play?
Yep. Not bad. Boy, we thought this was going to finally be the close game, right? Imagine if they boat race them here. Rough start, but again, the time off, there could be something to it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
so.
I don't. Here's what we don't need. We don't need Ohio State to win this game by 100, because then what are they going to be laying against Texas?
Yeah. So tomorrow afternoon now, Notre Dame and Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Let's go under 45. And with everything Mitch mentioned as well, Best Bets brought to you by G-Bank, official bank of VSiN. If you're serious about sports betting, you need the G-Bank Visa Signature Card. Most credit cards treat sports books and gaming transactions as cash advances, even when you put your own money on the card. G-Bank treats gaming transactions as purchases, so you're typically saving up to 3 to 5% on cash advance fees right there. Limited time, $250 bonus after you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days. Apply now, vsin.com/Gbank, vsin.com/Gbank, subject to credit approval.
Taking a long shot again, and it looks like it's complete for Ohio State at the 50-yard line. By the way, that was into double, maybe even triple coverage. And I think it was Smith again who came up with a huge completion. That's a good 30-yard gainer there for the Buckeyes.
Wasn't Howard only 250, 260 with the passing yards?
Yeah, what's he doing throwing that ball? That's triple coverage he's thrown into. Doesn't matter. It's caught anyway.
242 here at Circa. Oh.
Thought he might have that by halftime.
Yeah.
Well, so I'll tie in Texas and their running game. Now, keep in mind, they only ran for 53 yards today against Arizona State, but I want to go back a little bit here. When Texas played Georgia the first time, they ran for 29 yards. It was 1.1 yards per carry. That was in the regular season. Since then, they ran for 104 yards against Vandy. Not great. 3.1 yards per carry. In the next game, that's really when they got it going. They ran for 210 yards, and they averaged 6.8 yards per carry against Florida in an absolute beatdown. Turned out Florida was pretty good. They ran for $139 against Arkansas, 3.4 yards per play. Not great. But then after that, 251 against Kentucky, 243 against Texas A&M. In the bowl game against Clemson, they ran for 292 yards. Sandwiched in between there, the rematch against Georgia when they ran for 31 yards in the SEC title game. So Texas, overall, from the middle of the season until, well, today, again, not good, they were awesome on the ground. The two games where they could not run the football against Georgia. So what does that mean against Notre Dame? If they cannot get the running game going here, do you have faith that Riley Leonard can make enough plays in the passing game to beat them?
More than Stockton, yeah. Absolutely. I do. I like Leonard. I don't know. You've been anti-Leonard the whole year. I mean, you sat here and ripped him the A&M game from the get-go. And
he's a really good running quarterback.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I guess my point is, this is a reason why I like the under in the game. Uh-huh. You tie that all in with Notre Dame's defense and the backup quarterback for Georgia.
Yeah. But I just think that Notre Dame should be able to handle him on the ground, too, based on what Georgia Tech was able to do. So I know Saban was on the pregame talking about Kirby's used to this and these big games, but it's, you weren't ready to play against Georgia Tech. You should have lost to Kentucky. And now with a backup quarterback, I wonder how good these teams really are. Texas just got exposed. Bama embarrassed themselves. Give South Carolina a break. They didn't play anybody. Sad people. But it's, the Georgia Tech thing's alarming and no one talks about it. That's a average ACC team, and they went up and down the field against them on the road.
Well, here's where, again, the playoff seeding has to get changed.
Yes.
This Rose Bowl, we might be looking at by far and away the two best teams in the country.
I know.
Who knows?
Oregon got no breaks. They got no benefit here to go undefeated and be the 1 seed.
Dumb.
Yeah. Can't even get a home game.
3rd and 10 now for Ohio State inside the Oregon 40-yard line. Howard's back to pass.
They got him.
He got the ball off, actually. Wow. Surprising. Up next, fantasy football formats will need to change because of what the NFL did. Is that real or fugazi?
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard are here to make you a friend of ours.
That would mean you were made guy.
Investigating what is and isn't legit.
That's a fugazi. All right? That's a fugazi. I looked at it for 2 seconds.
Seeing through the lines to make you a better.
I know you know. And I know you know I know you know.
The FTM Army is being sent for.
In our thing, you get sent for, you go in alive, you come out dead. And it's your best friend that does.
These two wise guys would never steer you wrong.
Forget about it.
This is Real or Fugazi on Follow the Money.
Forget about it, huh? Oregon ball down 7-0 in play. Buckeyes -4.5, -180 on the money line, 58.5 the total. You just mentioned it, Mitch, and we'll talk to the Hall of Famer Paul Charchian tomorrow. Commissioners need to change the Super Bowl for fantasy football, what just happened this past weekend, and the calendar that the NFL is going to play every Christmas. And it was just a mess what happened and how leagues were decided with key injuries and guys not playing. And Tua, the Goff situation, hurts, even though Campbell did the right thing. Real or fugazi?
Totally real. I'm already looking forward to next year. I play a lot of fantasy football, and I can tell you right now, based on the Christmas week schedule, right? If they're going to spread out games over, well, probably 4 different days, which they will. They're going to have games on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm going to have to tell commissioners I'm not going to play unless you have the championship round in week 16. Because this past week was absolutely horrible. I was in 2 different leagues, and there was a three-week rolling score accumulation to find out who the winner was going to be. I didn't win either one of them. But it wasn't just for me. It's because I didn't even have a lot of those bad situations you talked about that I was up against. I just had guys that underperformed. But the people who made it that far, they had to go through that nonsense of games were on Wednesday, and then you have to decide on who you wanted to play in those games, and then you have no idea about the status on these other players until like maybe Saturday. It's pure garbage. There's
the Tua thing is
my Lord,
all-timer. The Tua.
As a result of that, I cost myself. So I'm in the I was in the VSiN, the fans of VSiN league. And it was the same thing. It's a rolling thing once you get in, and it was the third week of the final round. I sat Tyreek Hill late because of the Tua news.
I don't blame
And because of that, I lost. I would have won the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, God. Condolences. Got to see what Chart says tomorrow. TV is too good. There's too many options to choose from. Landman, Penguin, Squid Game 2, Agency, Lioness, real or fugazi?
Well, again, that's real. I mean, every single day I look back and I'm watching games and they're promoting a new show that's on. I'm like, yeah, that looks pretty good.
I can't keep up.
And I'm like, let me write that on the list. If I showed you like the list in my notes, the notes app on my iPhone, if I showed you the list of TV shows that I have to catch up on, I have no prayer ever. And I can't decide. Like, where do you start? And then which other network am I going to have to pay for?
Yeah.
Because there's probably like 30 of them now that, I can watch this show, but it's on, what is it called? Oh, okay, good. Because I already have Peacock and Hulu and Prime, and I got Peacock, Paramount, I got the whole thing, right?
Oh, I forgot about Severance, new season start. Not Severance. Is that what's it called? The great show with...
Are you talking about with Jason Segel on Apple? Yeah, Severance is the one with the guy... the show with the guy and the person.
Turturro and...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah, you got that one, too. I need Apple. I need Peacock.
Of course.
I need Paramount. I need Showtime. I need... It's nuts.
How do you watch all this stuff?
I know. I knocked out Squid Game, too, but it's only 7 episodes.
Put it this way, Paul. I've been begging you for years to go back and watch The Office.
Yeah.
Which you've never seen.
I'll never forget.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
When are you ever going to find time to go back and watch a show that's 10 years old?
Yeah, well, how many...
That'll never happen.
Isn't it like 12 seasons or something?
Like 9, 10, something like that, yeah.
LeBron said he could play another 5 to 7 years. I agree with him. Real or fugazi?
Well, all of these so far are real. Why can't he? We just watch it in the NFL with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And before Tom Brady said it, we always said, and the whole thing was, well, Father Time is going to take over and he's going to be dead quarterback walking. Never happened.
Yeah.
And the guy was still good when he retired, and you made the case that he could have started for like 10 teams in the league, and I don't even disagree with that.
Yeah.
So if he can do that in the NFL, LeBron with load management, he can't. He just turned, 40 the other day?
That's right.
He can't play another 5, 6, 7 years
Yep.
and have an impact? BS, I call on that. Yes, he can.
I know. I'm betting Ohio State in play. But it goes back to, he spends, $1 million, 1.5 on his body?
Yeah.
And taking care of himself, too?
Put it this way. So he's going to lose a step at some, probably already has, but you know what I'm saying. It's going to gradually get slower. He will as a basketball player. And at some point, the points might, the numbers might go, 18 points per game and 7 rebounds, 4 assists, or vice versa, whatever it is. That can still be pretty good.
All right. It will suck if the Chiefs three-peat. Do you concur? Excuse me, Real Fugazi.
That's fugazi.
Really?
Well, hold on.
Because I'm looking at the options. Because if the Chiefs lose, that opens the door for the Bills, the Lions, the Vikings, the factory of sadness, right?
Right.
The tortured fan bases.
Well, here's how it's real to me. It would mean that I would lose my future bets that I have, specifically on the Detroit Lions. So that would kind of stink. But overall, don't you kind of want to see history, the first team ever to win 3 in a row?
No.
Why?
No, I don't want it. Because I want these, there's better options out there. And imagine if the Bills win the Super Bowl, if the Lions win the Super Bowl, if the Vikings
Lions,
win the Super Bowl.
that'd be great.
I can't do it. I mean, Mitch, how can you get, it's like Penn State. How do you get every break? How do these teams just come unglued and fall apart that play against you? It's... key call goes against the Chiefs' benefit again, right? And I know he's unbelievable. He's a great quarterback, but it's just...
Touchdown,
again?
Buckeyes.
Oh, my God, a deep shot.
Will Howard shredding this Oregon defense.
Is it Smith again?
No, that was another one.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh, Buckeyes fans came out for this one. Oh, no, 14-0.
Pure domination so far by the Buckeyes offense. But here's the thing. you've admitted for a long time that you have Chiefs fatigue.
Damn right. It's been for years. But I understand the people, too. But I respected and I loved Belichick and Brady. But I understand if they were fed up and people were sick of the Patriots. I certainly understand that. It's every single year with Kansas City.
It was way more with the Patriots.
I know.
I was done with that team.
Yeah.
But also, I think Mahomes is actually a pretty good dude. Like, Mahomes is very likable.
I know, but the family isn't.
Okay, but you don't have to deal with them.
Well, they're out there, though. I mean,
who's unlikable on the team is Travis Kelce.
Yeah, he's tough to take.
But Andy Reid's awesome.
Right, I like him. Yeah. Okay.
I'd rather have a three-peat from them than, like, the Boston Celtics to repeat in the NBA.
12 or more teams will eventually 12 teams will eventually turn out to be the right number for the college football playoff system, real or fugazi.
Okay, I'm a little torn on this one, too. I want to go to 16, but if they kept it at 12, I'd be okay, as long as they don't go backwards, and I'm pretty convinced they're never going to do that.
I don't think there's no way you can expand. I think you're making a big mistake because you're going to see. Now, think about this. Now, Texas, they got to run it back and play in 8 days. So this is going to be a war of attrition.
Oh, big time. But also, can we have the conversation about getting rid of championship games? And then do we cut down the games in the regular season to like 11?
No doubt.
I would love that. That to me would be incredible, but I don't know if the sport will ever do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, do not look at the Fiesta Bowl box score and think Ashton Genty was exposed, real or fugazi.
Man, it's real. What you said earlier in the tweets you read. The guy's a running back. He needs holes. He can't. I mean, you can't penalize him because Penn State's rush defense was so good and they were so jacked up to prevent him from getting the record. It's like knocking a wide receiver. He can't throw the ball to himself. You need protection. You need accuracy. The guys up front have to win their battles. I don't understand how that would be a takeaway.
Okay.
And he's going to be a good pro. He's a beast. He had 2,600 yards. He ran for 100 in the loss. His longest run was 25 yards. You just say, excellent job, Penn State. They did a phenomenal game plan, and they sold out to stop the run, which is why Boise could have won the game because Matson played well. But again, stop turning the ball over and don't miss field goals.
I highly encourage, if you have not watched the replay yet, for those of you, it was New Year's Eve, maybe you missed the game. I retweeted something earlier today at Mitch Moss Radio. It's about an 8-yard run where Genty, it takes like 8 guys to tackle him. And I retweeted Joe Dolan, who's really good in fantasy, and he said, this dude is an absolute game changer. Penn State did a phenomenal job on him, but a mortal running back probably averages 2 yards per carry last night. He's spot on 100%.
Mm-hmm.
If that's another like good, like Genty's great. If that's like a good or an average running back in college football last night, that player is going to have, what do you have, like 30 carries? It's going to be 30 for like 65 yards.
I know. Well said. Totally agree. What were the odds? Late third quarter, if I would tell you Arizona State, Texas would be the great game, and the Rose Bowl would be the blowout.
Well, yeah, no kidding.
I mean, this is, oh, man. It's a big third down here for the Ducks. They'd give it right back to the Buckeyes down 14. Ready to try something different? Sign up, start playing the ponies on First Bet. First Bet US-based offers wagering on hundreds of races every day across the country and around the world. Sign up firstbet.com. Promo code VSIN200. Claim a 20% rebate for your first 60 days up to $200. Head to firstbet.com today.
We'll give you live odds on the Rose Bowl coming up next, and we discuss New Year's betting resolutions on the program. Yesterday, we got some really good feedback, including downgrading a coaching staff when they do this over and over and over again.
This is Follow the Money on VSIN.
Welcome back. Happy New Year. It is Follow the Money on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network. Hope everybody had a splendid night last night. Did you take it easy?
I did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fireworks with Jordan. Calm, cool, and collected. I had a couple shots of Jameson. That was it.
Did you really?
Shut it down. Yeah. Just stayed.
What was that about?
Home. Well, I rang and I just had a little toast, right? And,
you made it to midnight?
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to. I didn't have a choice with the fire. Pew, pew, pew. And then Squid Game 2. So it was good. A little NBA action, too. I thought Cleveland was way too low against the Lakers.
Should we do sound effects with fireworks for the next hour and a half?
Yeah.
That'd be good. So in play right now, Ohio State leading 14-0. Oregon had a 4th and 6. They punted from positive territory. I would have bet that Lanning was going to go for it. He did not. So right now, the Buckeyes are laying between 12.5 and 13.5 points, total about 58.5.
I'm going to say the bye is a disadvantage, Mitch.
Yeah, it's looking like that, huh?
Oregon, horrible start. Boise, horrible start. Arizona State, horrible start. Ooh, it is official. The game will go at 4 Eastern tomorrow, Sugar Bowl.
All right.
1 Pacific.
So I'm looking right now. Dylan Gabriel, his updated passing yards prop is 240.5. Aren't they going to throw like an every down? Alternate passing yards at FanDuel.
Imagine if the Buckeyes score on this drive, too.
250 plus is plus 106.
Wow.
300 plus is 3-1. 350 plus is 8-1. I'm betting this stuff right now. I'm going to ladder him. I'm going to go 250, 275, and 300. If you want to get nuts and follow me and go up to 350, you can get 8-1 on that. I know Ohio State at some point with a big lead could take the air out of the ball and just run nonstop. This is the playoffs, man. It's one and done. Oregon's going to have to just abandon the running game and throw. I'm doing it right now. I'm on board. There we go. I'm making the bets live on the air as we speak. And let's dance. Let's have a good start to the year.
How many NFL bets have you made? This is a tough week, man.
It always is.
But we still, rest assured, there will be more information coming. But this is difficult here with some of these moves. I know humans will disagree with some of them, but it's Denver's up to what, 12? The Rams are getting 6.5 now with the Garoppolo news, and this is still see what Harbaugh's going to do if the Steelers lose. What will Tomlin do? He can say what he's going to do now, but if it's 21-0 Baltimore in the first quarter, how long will he play the guys? And it's this is in Cincinnati's up to 2. This is a really tough week.
I'll be honest, I don't think I have any in pocket as we speak. Is that a completion? All the way to the 50-yard line. Smith again.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that was 3rd and 4, by the way. I was not in town. I was in a state where sports betting is not legal on Monday. Came back, and by then I think the numbers moved so much, and so I don't have anything at this point, to be honest. So I'm probably going to get very much so involved with the player props once they start to pop.
Good job. I took 14.5 with Tampa. With the Saints in case the Saints news is true.
Okay.
I mean, where's that number going to go if Olave, Carr, and Kamara play? I don't care about the winning in for Tampa. That's still, they can't be getting 13.5 if that's the case.
I don't disagree. Maybe Saints team total, or check that Buccaneers team total over in that game. Saints going to slow them down?
No.
Okay. We did our New Year's betting resolutions yesterday on the program. Why don't you refresh the audience with some of yours that you had?
Number 4, don't bet games that you're not watching. Huge with in-play. And you're forcing it at that point. Number 3, don't chase. Ties into number 1 in a second. 2, ladder bets. This was huge from a couple with Wemby stuff, with the threes, but also tight ends and what we've seen. And I know I got to give Samich full credit, giving this out every Friday, the Adams stuff and what he's done. But you look at what these tight ends can do. Once you get into this 8, 9, 10, 11 reception territory, like McBride and Bowers and Jonnu Smith, and it's ridiculous what that pays, not to mention the yards. So you throw touchdowns on there as well and same-game parlays, but the ladder bets, absolutely the way to go. And number 1, make a bet and live with it, where you can get out of a winner, panic early, or come back, and it's happened numerous times to me, and middle yourself.
Good list. Number 2 is my favorite. I just did it with Dylan Gabriel's passing yards live in this game in the Rose Bowl. Ladder bets is absolutely a good approach. And live player props, by the way, as you can tell. Yeah. Big fan of those. I did a list as well. And the number 1 thing was I'm going to watch fewer games I have action on, because I have a bad habit of, I guess it's kind of the same thing, but I have a bad habit of trying to get off games. And if I'm not watching, I'll never even think about it. I can go back and watch the replay of the game, watch the highlights, read all about it. That's fine. So that was by far and away number 1 for me. Feedback that we got. Email is always open. It's ftm@vsin.com. Twitter is @vsinlive, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Pauly Howard. This is from David, basically the same thing. Put the phone down, stop chasing my original bet. From Steve, he had 5,000 on Jane Daniels, 6-1, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Once he heard about the rib injury, he cashed out for 18,000. He left a lot of money on the table. It's tough. You hear stuff like this. You watch him play again. He's not the same guy. My God, he's banged up. Here comes Bo Nix. Here comes Caleb Williams for a minute. Maybe a little Brock Bowers. You're like, I got to make some money here. What do? Mark, email, don't force a bet. If you have no angle, find another game or watch a movie. You don't have to have a bet on every game. Mm-hmm. Or a big game. Yeah. That's the only thing on.
Can I throw one in here? Did it add to your list? Will you look and bet more no touchdowns after we had 2 in 3 weeks?
Oh, for the games?
Yeah.
I did that in the Georgia Notre Dame game. 80-1.
No touchdown. There you go.
And I'll tell you another one. Genty didn't score last night.
That's right. Minus 360, minus 380. Yes.
I will look at that. If you can find no's, Circa offers the no on that. When you find no's on guys who are $3 or higher to score a touchdown, who says they have to score? Remember, McCaffrey in one game at a book last year was $9 to score in the game. Never did. Mm-hmm. This is from Greg. This is really good. Downgrading any coaching staff, running 3rd and 4th, and 1 shotgun significantly. He added that he watched a ragtag coaching staff for Wazoo, who was predominantly in shotgun and pistol the entire night, line up and run quarterback sneak on 4th and 1s and picked it up both times. It's a great response, Greg. Seriously.
Clemson does it all the time.
The coaching staffs need to be downgraded.
Yep.
You see it constantly.
Strong. I also love what Paul Bovey sent in yesterday. Pro Sports Better. If a fan of a team is saying unload against the opponent, or against your team, if he's saying, hey, this is not going to go well for us. I watch every game. This opponent presents matchup issues. This is not going to go well. Listen to him. This
is from Anthony. No teasers in the NFL until at least week 6 or 7. He should have learned his lesson by now, is what he added. I don't play a lot of teasers anymore because you can't really find good prices on them, specifically in Las Vegas. They're fun to talk about and consider. I get his point, though, right? It's kind of like, do we really know who's going to, for the most part in the NFL, do we know which teams are going to be good and going to be bad? 2-3 weeks into the season, look no further than what happened this year in Circa Survivor. Mm-hmm. All of those 6-point favorites were losing outright.
Yeah, let me give this to you. Where is it?
And then it completely flipped, obviously, later on in the season.
Favorites of 6 or more since week 13, 29-1 straight up.
It was the exact opposite to begin the season.
Yeah. Oh.
So I get his point. And that, by the way, that ties into, there is something here like alternate win totals to begin a season. And there's a reason why you want to bet them. And it kind of makes sense, too, with Circa Survivor. Like, if you thought the Titans were going to be this awful and you had a big bet on them to go under like alternate win totals to begin the season, you were probably fading them in Survivor more than other teams or other entries were. Mm-hmm. If you thought, I thought Washington was going to be good, I had over 6.5 wins on them. Right? You were going to have moments to actually keep them or save them where you really loved them in a spot to play a Survivor contest.
Mm-hmm. VSiN is the ultimate gift for you with a sports bettor in your life. Final week to take advantage of our holiday special. Get VSiN Pro Access, everything we offer through May 1st. Just $79. Sign up now. Every best bet, every host, every guest. The betting splits from DraftKings and Circa. 24/7 video access to the VSiN Expert Insights, the dog videos, the betting guides. VSiN.com/subscribe. Happy New Year. Unwrap your winning edge today, and we have you covered with every single sport and so much information that's up there on the website at VSiN.com. This is a huge play for the Ducks. The Buckeyes are driving again. It's 3rd down. All right, and they got to stop.
I would go for it.
Yeah?
It's 4th and 5. You're deep inside Oregon territory.
Okay.
They are at the 27, 28-yard line.
I think he's going to kick.
So that would be about a 45-yarder.
Mm-hmm. Boy, oh boy.
Ducks got to get something going here on this drive coming up. How about this? Golf makes its return this week with the Century Tournament on Maui. Indy Jeff Seeley joins the program. He'll break down the course, the players, and best bets next.